All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. And welcome to this awesome workshop we've prepared about how to find profitable products in 2021. That's probably top of mind for any Amazon seller. Even those who are not yet Amazon sellers, well, what's the first thing that you're wanting to know about? Hey, I got to find my first product to sell on Amazon. What if you're an experienced seller, a six-figure seller, a seven-figure seller, an eight-figure seller? Well, the product research doesn't stop there. You still also have products that you need to find. You got to be able to scale your brand. And so it's a question that regardless of what level we are in the Amazon world, we want to know what is the way to find product opportunity. All right. And so we're going to be talking about that today. You guys were able to submit a lot of really cool questions that I hope I'm going to have time to go all over. I'm going to just count the ones here. We've got over 20 questions that you guys had submitted on Instagram, on our Helium 10 Instagram, and in our Facebook groups. So thank you guys so much for submitting those. We're going to try and get to as many as possible. And if we have some time, we'll go ahead and take some of your live questions as well. But to start out, I want to talk about some of my methods that I'm using right now, for product research. What's one thing that maybe I feel is kind of unique? I'm going to see if this is going to work here. I'm actually on a computer right now that doesn't have a keyboard, so I VPN'd in here with one of my laptops, and I have a screen share open of Helium 10. So we're going to see if this works. Let me go ahead and add this. Brian, if you could go ahead and remove that title right there, and then we'll get started. Perfect. All right. So here, add to stream. All right, here we go. So I'm here in the Project X Helium 10 account. And who can tell me in the chat, what is our first step usually for product research? Which tool in Helium 10 is it going to be? Which tool do you think it's going to be? Yep, look at that, black box. Exactly right. Let's go ahead and hop into black box. And I think a lot of people understand that that black box is kind of like the go-to place for product research. And there's a lot of traditional ways. And some of these are ways that Helium 10 didn't even come up with. I mean, these were around before even Helium 10 had black box, right? I'm not going to go over that because you guys know a lot of those strategies. And that's talking about finding a profitable product. All right. I like to find more profitable keywords, kind of like a reverse way to look at it. All right. So let's go into keywords, and I want to make this kind of live. I don't want you guys thinking that I tried to prepare something that, is going to make me or Helium 10 look good, whatever. We're going to do this completely live. So right now, guys, I would like you to pick some categories that you would like me to search in. And I'm going to pick just like maybe 2 or 3 of it here. All right, so go ahead. I see we have people watching on YouTube. We got people watching on Facebook. I'm not sure if we're on LinkedIn as well. So whatever you're on right now, in the chat, make sure to give me a couple of categories that we can search in right now. This is kind of a good time to do product research when we're filming this. We are live, by the way, guys. There's not like any major holidays. Like, this is kind of what happens if you try and do this right after Christmas or Thanksgiving or something like that. A lot of the popular keywords are going to be dominated by holiday related keywords, which, if you're not looking for a seasonal product, then that might not be for you. So right now, this is a kind of a great time to do product research where you don't have to filter out a lot of things. Let's see. All right. I see Amy says arts and crafts. I rarely look at that one. You know what? I might do that one. Let's start with that. Arts and crafts. What else do I see here? Robert Scott says kitchen. Let's see. Another vote for kitchen from Amy Nett. Karen in California says sports and outdoors. Here's another vote for arts and crafts from Lorelei. All right, cool. Maria says teeth supplies. I'm assuming that would probably be in the beauty category, right? So you know what? Let's go ahead and do beauty. I rarely do beauty too. I used to be all about the beauty industry when I was working for a Korean beauty company, but I don't do much in beauty. So we'll go with those two. Carlos says skincare. Okay, so that's also in the beauty category as well. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and do here. Now, really quick, let's see how much you guys have been paying attention to our trainings and things, right? If we are searching for a product that has signs of demand, and guys, it's really important that we understand that when we're talking about opportunity on Amazon, it's about there's got to be existing signs of demand, but then the competition just maybe, is not that established. So if we're looking for a product, what's the existing sign of demand? Who can tell me in the comments? If we're looking for a product, what is an existing sign that there is demand for that product? What metric are we looking at? Just take a look at the comments here. I know there's a little bit of a delay here. All right. And so my next question is, if we're looking for a keyword, what's the indicator or metric for demand for a keyword? All right. So here we go with the first question. High BSR, somebody says, not necessarily. High BSR means lower sales, actually. Let's see. Volume. All right. What kind of volume are we talking about here? Sales and search volume. So, all right. So Rogers here answered both questions in one. Rogers, who works for Charles Schwab, it looks like. All right, cool. Anyway, so sales is which one? Sales is for showing demand for a certain product, right? There's no sales necessarily for a keyword. Like there's no certain metric. Like you can kind of estimate how many sales a keyword might generate, if you have your own formulas or something, but that's not like a real established metric. Sales for a product, that's a real thing. That's a fact. All right. So if a product is being sold a lot, there's obviously demand, for that product, right? On a keyword, it's exactly as a lot of you here in the comments mentioned, it's search volume. How do we know there's demand? But at the same time, it's important that we understand it's not just about the number, but there's got to be buyer intent behind that search volume. All right. The word kitchen, the word bathroom, those have tons of search volume, but it probably doesn't generate too many sales because people who search that, they don't have a lot of buyer intent. They're just like maybe browsing. All right. So let's go ahead. We are here in the arts and crafts and beauty category. And we just determined that since we're looking for a keyword, let me make sure I'm in the right marketplace. By the way, guys, this exact search, you guys can be doing this. Look at all the different marketplaces you can do this in. You can do it in USA, Canada, Mexico, Germany, Spain, France, Italy, UK, India. Australia is the newest one that we have here in Black Box, and the Netherlands. All right. So we are here in Amazon.com. Let's go ahead and type in a range of search volume. I'm just going to go small. Let's just try 1,500 to 4,000. All right. What my goal here is I'm trying to get some results that'll be less than 200. All right. If there's more than 200, I know I need to narrow down my results. And what I'm going to do, like, again, I wanted to do something different to open up this workshop here. You guys know how many times I've used, either the average revenue or the average price or the average review count of some of the top products on page one, the average review rating, word count. Let's go ahead and do that too. But I want to go to these advanced filters down here. And because I don't think enough people are using these. All right. So even those who are using these, the traditional thought is when we're looking at the top 10 revenue or top 10 reviews, the traditional thought has always been, I want like 5 out of top 10 at least to have this much revenue, or I want 7 out of the top 10 to have at most this number of reviews, right? But let's do a little bit reverse. I want to find something, and I'm going to give you guys my logic behind this. I don't think I've ever shared this on one of our public broadcasts before. I want to find something where more than, let's just say, $5,000 revenue, or let's just go 10,000 even. All right. More than 10,000 revenue. The zero is just cut off here, guys, because I have my window so small. I want a maximum of 2. All right. This is going against the traditional product research theories, right? Like you want a lot of people on page 1 at the top to have review, or to have sales, right? But I'm saying, no, I want to, I'm going to make this even smaller. I'm going to go more than 5,000. I only want 2 people crushing it. And why do I want that? Why do you guys think I'm doing that? Like, what good could that be, do you think? Why would I not want a lot of people selling? I mean, I thought we wanted demand, right? You know, and sales mean demand, right? Why would I want that? Why do you think this might be interesting? Let me know in the comments, all right? The answer is because I want to go where maybe there's not that many people dominating. This is the indicators that the coffin shelf had. Those of you who know Project X, right? This is what we were going through when we went through a coffin shelf. There was only one seller who was really crushing it. And there was another product that was just randomly on page one that was selling a lot, but that had nothing to do with a coffin shelf. So I'm trying to find like that kind of product where there is demand for it, because I can see search volume for this, but there's only one or two sellers maybe that are just like crushing it. And then let's go ahead with the reviews. Let's just say, let's go on the opposite, less than 150 reviews. I'd love to see, let's just say six people have less than 150 reviews. All right. So let's just see if there's any keywords that come up here. We'll search this up right now. All right. Way more than 200. So I need to narrow this down. You guys see how there's more than 200. So let's go ahead and narrow this down. Let's go maybe 3,000 search volume. Let's see if that brings me down to less than 200. There we go. 108. All right. Look at some of these things here. I don't even know what some of these words mean. Wax seal warmer, candle molds, silicone. All right. There's a lot, as you can see, there's a lot of like brand names here. I'm not gonna look at those. Eggshell stickers, kojic acid powder. What in the actual heck is that? Let's just take a look at what that might look like on Amazon. Kojic acid powder. All right, look at these very generic things. All right, this is pretty strange. All right, but why did this product come up? All right, well, first of all, do you guys see the review count? I don't see any on the top row that are over 150, none on the second row, and none on the third row. All right, so here we have a keyword that is searched for, let's see here, how many times? 3,000 times a month. All right, and nobody here in the top here even have 150 reviews. Let's take a look at the sales. Now remember, the black box is not showing you live data, so this might be a little bit different. But my second step right here is to just kind of look at X-ray, and what I want to see is there one seller dominating? Is there two sellers? Are there more than 5 sellers that are dominating the sales, to kind of check what is the competition going to be? All right. So we've got Kojic. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Does anybody even know what that product is? Let me look in the comments. Anybody know what the heck Kojic acid powder is? All right. Let's see here. Okay. So I see one product here has 3,000 at least of sales, but almost nobody is just dominating this keyword. All right. So there's one that there's high demand, but nobody's really crushing it yet. All right. There's like one guy who has almost $4,000 worth of sales. Another quick product research tip. So this is just, again, this is something probably you've never seen before. I'm going against the popular teachings out there. And this is not to say that this is better than other ways. This is just a different way of doing product research. Let me check the filter here, which I'm only on a free account on this account. So I'm going to have to go to filter. Hopefully this will work. And let me type in the title keyword, kojic acid powder. And now I'm just curious. All right. I am curious how many listings have that in phrase form. And look at that. Out of 60 listings on page 1, only 9 people have kojic acid powder in phrase form. All right. So what does this mean? This goes back to the Maldives honeymoon method. Let me hop off the screen share here. How do I do that? There we go. If there's only 9 out of 60 on page 1 that even have that seed keyword in phrase form in their title, that means that, let's say I am going to launch on this product, it's going to be a little bit easier for me to try and get on the top of page 1 for this keyword, because not that many people have it in phrase form in their title. All right. So there's 2 different things that we just went over right now that probably I don't think I've talked about too much in public settings, but it's just another way of doing product research, two different ways to validate and to find different products. And again, the point of today is, and what we're going to see from these questions is that there is no one way only to do product research. There's tons of different ways, tons of different strategies you can use. Don't let anybody tell you that, oh, Amazon is too saturated right now. There's like no opportunity for growth on Amazon. That is not true, guys. There's tons of opportunity out there, and there's tons of different ways to find it. All right. So now what I am going to do is hey, Brian, I don't know if there's some strange comments coming here through the chat. Hopefully you guys are able to delete those. Brian or Cassandra. Anyways, back to, that's what happens, guys, when you do live. That just proves that we're in a live broadcast here. Let's go here now to the questions that you guys entered. All right. The very first one, this is from Cream Freich from Instagram. All right. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your guys' handles over here on Instagram. Their question was, what measures do you look at when choosing a product to launch? What measures do you look at when choosing a product to launch? All right. So we went through some of them. I look at a lot of things, but at the end of the day, it's always about demand, demand, demand. All right. I can't create demand just on Amazon. Now, can I have a brand new invention and somehow be successful on Amazon? Of course. I mean, how do things get started on Amazon? Somebody's got to be the first one with a product, right? But in that case, there's got to still be demand off of Amazon for it. And then that Amazon has to be driven to, or that demand has to be driven to Amazon somehow. All right. So let's make sure that there's always demand for it, either on Amazon, or demand that I can drive traffic to there somehow. All right. So that's the main thing. Again, creme fraiche that I'm looking for: demand on Amazon, and of course, indications that the current competition leaves something to be desired. There's still room for me to improve on what they've done, or they're not so established either by the number of reviews or their sales history where it's going to be really hard for me to try and take some of their market share. So that's a secondary factor. All right. Akubral from Instagram says, how do you know if products are not a brand or restricted? All right. So that's a good question. You know, as you guys saw when I was doing that product research right now, I saw a couple that I was pretty sure were brand. Now, that's just because I happen to know those brands, like Huda Beauty Foundation. Like I've actually heard of that. But if you're not sure, the thing is, you know, just do a trademark search. You know, do a trademark search to see if a certain keyword is actually a brand name. You know, just do a Google search. There's different ways. In America, you can go to the USPTO website to see if it's actually a trademark word or not. And then what you want to do is like take this kojic acid powder, for example. An important thing that you want to do is you want to know, are sales being driven to this product because of just its brand recognition, or because there's just general demand for this niche? All right. What would I mean by that? Well, what's one of the ones that we saw for kojic acid powder? If you guys are on Amazon right now, you probably saw some of those brand names. Let me just take a look at one. Yeah, okay, here's one. So one was called Chem Center kojic acid. All right, so Chem Center was the brand. So what I would want to do is I would run Cerebro, which is the helium-10 reverse asin lookup tool, on that product, and then see how many keywords are they top 10 or top 15 organically. How many of those that have higher search volume is their brand name in it? All right, does that make sense, guys? How many does it have their brand name? Because if there's most of the keywords that they're at the top of page one, if they have their brand name in it, that means people are buying this product that already know about that brand. It wasn't just like random people searching kojic acid. You know, it's people searching for chem powder or something like that. They're looking for the brand name. So that's one of the ways that you can see, hey, is there just general demand for this product, or is just people looking for a certain brand? All right. Good question, Akubral. All right, let's go here. OX347 from Instagram says, hey, X-ray doesn't work in some categories. Why is that? So there are some categories on Amazon and certain marketplaces where you can run X-ray. You know, you can see search volume on any page there. But I'm assuming you're talking about like there's no sales estimations. All right. So remember, Helium 10 and any other tool out there who have Chrome extensions, they're basing their estimations for sales on the BSR history of a product because that's something that Amazon makes public, right? So what happens is that there are some categories, like some categories in the electronics category, there are entire categories like in the UK, Amazon UK, where Amazon just doesn't publish BSR history. So if we don't have that, we're not going to be able to make an estimation. I mean, sure, we could just like guess or do something, but we like to have things that are as close to the reality as possible for that. So that's a great question, OX347. All right, another one from Instagram. What are the traits of winning products when doing research? That's from GoGetter from Instagram. Well, another great question. You know, we talked a little bit about that at the beginning where I'm looking for either search volume for the keyword. I'm looking for sales. I like to look for low reviews. I also like to look for maybe products that are doing well, but they're ugly. All right. Like if you use the listing analyzer tool, it's like garbage listing. They only have 3 images or they barely have any text in their bullet points, or they've got like a non-existent, description. I mean, there's a lot of indications. I want to find, I don't need to find it where they have a bad listing quality score, but it's just one of those pluses. All right. So again, if the existing competition out there has bad listings, why do you think that would be good? What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. I don't want to just be the only one talking here. Why would that be good? Let me know in the comments while I answer this next question. Danny Mack from Instagram says, how do you find the demand of a single asin, which is a size variation, and there are 5 other asins on the same listing? It's only showing 1 BSR and rank on it. And that is correct. So Danny Mack, you bring up a good point. All variation listings on Amazon is giving it the same BSR. So it's going to see the same sales estimate there. What that sales estimate for is for all of the variations put together. All right. If it's a baseball bat and there's a brown, red, black, and blue one, and you see an estimated sales of 1,000, that means all 4 of those colors put together have estimated 1,000 sales. So there's no exact way to find out the breakdown of that 1,000. But what a lot of people do is what they'll do is on that product page. You know what? Let me see if I can search for that here. Nope, my computer is not working right. Let me do it. Oh no, I can get it right. Here we go. All right, let me share my screen again and let me show you guys exactly how you can do that. Hopefully maybe like a collagen peptides listing or something. Let's go ahead and add this back to the stream. All right, hopefully you guys can see my screen. Let's go to collagen peptides here and try and find something that has variations. All right, so here I am on collagen peptides, and let's just take a look at some of these search results. And I want to find something that has variations on it. All right, so I'm just going to run this. This is a pretty intense page. So my computer, I'm running 2 computers at once, so it's going to be a little bit slow. But what I want to do is I want to find a listing that has like maybe different sizes or something like that here on this page. All right, let's see here. Still loading. Look at this. Never-ending hourglass here. Come on, Amazon. Help me out. How many people out there actually take collagen peptides? I don't. I talk about it all the time, and yet I don't sell it. All right, so my Amazon is just not working. As you guys can see, it's not a Helium 10 issue. It's just completely... there we go. Is it going to work yet? There we go. Amazon finally came through. All right, so let's run X-ray. And actually, you can actually see which ones have variations right here in X-ray. That's not something that we've always had, but it's just recently. So do you guys know how to do that? Take a look here. If you guys see one of these arrows here, that means there's variations. And I can actually just click this and I can see what sub-variations there are. It's going to show up right there. All right. So let me find one that has a bunch. That only has like 1 or 2. What about this one? Oh, here. This one has like 3 different variations. So let's go to this page. All right, so you can see here, Let's run X-ray on this page. It's probably going to say, what did it say over here? So as you guys can see right here in X-ray, it says that the estimated sales is like 40,000 sales a month. So $1 million. But as who asked this question? As Danny Mac from Instagram pointed out, there's 4 variations. I see there's a 1-pack, there's a, what's going on here? There's a 2-pack, there's a 3-pack, there's a 4-pack. How do I know which one is the top seller? Well, what I like to do is I'm going to run review insights. All right, so I'm going to run review insights. I'm just going to do like recent orders. Let's just say like in the last 60 days. Let's go a little bit farther. Let's go from January 2021 until April 20th. All right. And then let's extract the reviews. So what I'm looking for is any indications that there might be certain variations. This doesn't always work. That's why this is not like a permanent part of the tool. This is kind of like a hack, I guess you could say. And it doesn't work every single time. And it's not meant to be an exact science, but this is just what I like to try and at least check to see if there's any insights here that could let me know which one could be the best seller. So again, what are we trying to find out? Hey, there's about $1 million worth of sales, about 40,000 units a month over all of these, but which one of these is like dominating those sales? All right, let's see if we got any information here. It's still loading the questions. That's pretty cool too. By the way, guys, did you know that Helium 10 Review Insights is now loading the questions as opposed to just the reviews? That's pretty cool. My theory is that the 1-pack is probably going to be number 1 here, just because like I can't imagine why would you need $100 worth of collagen peptides in one order. And look at that. The price isn't even that much better. It's $1.55 an ounce, and yet the 3 is $1.54 an ounce, and the 2 is $1.53. So why somebody would buy this for? Like, I can't imagine. All right. So as you can see here, it doesn't show it, or actually, no, it does show. It's just that there is not any. Do you guys see here? Item package quantity 1. So if you see a variation page and all it shows is the item package quantity 1, you don't see any variations up here. What does that mean? That means every single review in the last 2.5 months have all been for that 1-pack. So I was right in this one. All right. If it's more distributed, or if there's reviews for the others, what you will see here at the top is a list of variations, and then it'll have the percentage of the review breakdown. It'll say like, hey, the 1-pack had 78% of the reviews and the 2-pack had 10% of the reviews, et cetera, if there's any reviews that even come through. And what you're able to take from that is, okay, well, it's not an exact science, but maybe the 1-pack has like 78% of the sales too. So there you go. That's like your hack of the day on how to know if in a variation listing, what the individual products might be doing for sales. So that was a great question, Danny Mac. Let's keep going. We've done some Instagram questions. Let's go ahead and move over to the ones that you guys submitted on Facebook here. All right, so Nicholas says, any tips for finding made in USA products? How to identify a niche in which this can be deemed as important by the buyers? That's a great question. So what I would do is if I'm going into a certain niche and I'm running Cerebro on the top sellers, I would look to see if they are converting for any keywords like USA or America or something like that, or made in USA or made in America. I would run a filter in Cerebro to see if that's even on the radar. I mean, usually that is somewhat on the radar, but if it has like 100 search volume or something, then probably you can deduce that it's not that important. I would also look at the imagery. Usually, if the top sellers happen to be the ones that are made in USA, and you see that in the images, or you see that in the bullet points or something, and then the ones that are selling less are made in another country, there's another indication that maybe to buyers in this niche, made in USA is important. But that's a great question, Nicholas. A lot of people are trying to do made in USA. It's just really hard, obviously, to do made in USA due to the cost, of course, right? Shawayeb says, this is from Facebook, how can we check the product we are looking for Amazon to if it allows us to sell it or not? like COVID related products? That's a great question. You know, you could do, that's what I like to do, test listings to make sure. I would open up a case with Amazon if I have any doubt at all. You know, give them all the details and just say, hey, is this product, am I able to sell this product on Amazon? Open up a case in Seller Central, get them to say yes or no. Make a test listing of the exact same product and then see if, you know, what happens. Like if you make a test listing, you wouldn't, in some categories, if it's like a restricted one, you won't even be able to make a test listing. Like it'll block you at a certain point, let alone suspend you later or something crazy like that. Now it'll block you before you even get there. It'll say, hey, you need approval to sell this brand. You need approval to sell in this category. You need approval for this or that. You'll know right away in the listing creation process. Great question, Shoaib. Marija says, is it legal to add your competitor's brand name in my product keywords? That's not really a product research question, but it technically could be. Because if, again, we talked about in product research, if you're looking for demand for keywords and there's just a whole bunch of brand names, well, there's some Amazon sellers who are like, okay, I'm just going to make my own brand, but I'm going to put this other brand in my listing, like in the back end search terms. No, that is 100% against Amazon terms of service. You cannot, it's not just brand names, anything that's trademarked, which brand names are, that is not allowed. All right. Sumit says, can you suggest a good supplier for Canada? Can you suggest a good supplier for Canada? Well, remember, if you're looking for suppliers in a certain country, you know, Alibaba.com doesn't just have made in China. You know, you can actually go into the filters in Alibaba.com and use different countries. Like I don't think Canada is one of them right now, but you know, you can actually use Alibaba.com, including the Alibaba.com supplier finder, which is in the Chrome extension, and use a drop down and you could pick China, Japan, United States, South Korea, India, Pakistan, Vietnam, and Thailand. Canada is not there yet, but I don't know if I personally don't use any Canadian website for that. You know, for the USA, I think there's something called like Thomas Brothers or something like that. I'm not sure if they might have some Canadian suppliers on there, but usually people are not manufacturing in Canada. All right, let's keep it going with these questions here. Go Getter from Instagram says, give us all the juice, please. I've already made a bad investment on a saturated niche. And Go Getter, I'm sorry to hear that, but that's a very good kind of like lesson for everybody else. All right. You do not want to go into a saturated niche. All right. Because what's going to happen is it's going to be impossible for you to get traction. All right. It's going to be really impossible for you to get traction if you're competing with people that are all got to the party way before you, and they have more reviews and more sales history. It's really hard. So always look for saturation, guys, beforehand. Good point. Go Getter. Jamal from Instagram says, how can I compete with existing sellers? All right. So that's a good point. For the coffin shelf, we almost had zero competition. And honestly, that's one of my product research methods. Is I like to look for things that there's high demand where there's either like one or zero existing competitors meeting that demand, kind of like the coffin shelf was. All right. But that's not practical in all cases. You know, that's kind of a unicorn product, right? So you're usually always going to be competing with a few sellers. Well, what are some ways that you can differentiate yourself? That in itself is the answer to the question, differentiation. Read your competitors' reviews. What did they love about what did customers love about your competitors' products? Well, what you're going to want to do is make sure your product has that. What did they hate about your competitors' products? Guess what? Make sure that you don't have that and that those are highlighted in your listing. We talked about listing quality score. We've got the listing analyzer tool in Helium 10 right now. Enter in the niche's asins and look where they're lacking. Like, are they lacking in bullet points? Are they lacking in their number of images and their quality of images, et cetera, et cetera? What can you do better than them? So it's differentiating your actual product, but it's also having somewhat of a differentiation as in an improvement over the listing quality itself and your images itself. And then it doesn't matter that another seller maybe got to the market a couple months before you or something like that. You still should be able to compete with them. All right. June Pack 1000 from Instagram says, what indicates if a product has low competition? What indicates if a product has low competition? There's a lot of different indicators, and there's not one that works 100% of the time. I think probably the most common thing that people use is they like to look at the age of the listing or the number of reviews. If everybody who's dominating a niche just barely started their listing like 2 weeks ago, or a month ago or something, well, you know it's a relatively newer niche and might be easier to compete. Another thing that is how many people have that keyword in their title. I showed you guys how to look at that in X-ray, right? In X-ray, the filter, to see the title. Sales. If you look at collagen peptides, that one search that we did, everybody in like the top 10 is making like $500,000 to $2 million a month grossing, That's a big, regardless of number of reviews, that's a huge indication of competition. If people are moving that kind of numbers, it's going to be really hard to have sales velocity that can compete with them right off the bat. What about fulfillment? Like if everybody's fulfilled by merchant and you have the ability to do fulfilled by Amazon for the same product, that makes you instantly more competitive than them, because everybody, I mean, not everybody, but anybody who has Prime obviously is going to value your listing over theirs. All right. So that's a great question. Really quick, let me just do we've got like 1,500 people live here. Goodness gracious, 1,500 people live. We didn't even send emails out for this. Let me know in the comments, how many of you have been selling on Amazon for more than 1 year? And how many of you, you're looking still for your first product? So that's like two different buckets. You've been selling on Amazon for more than 1 year, less than 1 year, or you haven't been selling on Amazon at all. Let me know in the comments here. We might break the internet with 1,500 people watching live. Let me see here. And Brian, actually, while I'm looking at the comments, could you throw up, Brian, that the offer that we have so that people can, I've been using a lot of Helium 10 tools here in this demonstration. So if you guys want to use those same tools, which is X-Ray, I talked about Cerebro, I talked about Black Box, I talked about Listing Analyzer, we've got a special deal, 50% off month 1 of Platinum or Diamond. All right, if you're a brand new seller, don't get Diamond. Yeah, sure, that might mean more money for Helium 10, but I'll be, one thing I'm always with you guys is honest. You don't need Diamond. If you're a brand new seller, you're not selling on Amazon yet, you'd be absolutely fine with Platinum plan, which only comes out to like $40-something for the first month. So just go to helium10.com/PR live, and you can get 50% off month 1. All right. Now, if you're an experienced seller, all right, and you're looking for your next product, if you have like at least a couple products, you know what? I would actually go ahead and try out the Diamond plan, because that'll give you a little bit expanded access, including access to our PPC tool ads, which is a game changer for anybody who has tried to do PPC on their own or had to hire somebody, a full-time employee, just to handle that. This is going to really change your life to have ads. Change mine. So anyways, PR Live, helium10.com PR Live. Let me look at some of the replies here. Douglas has been more than 1 year. Said, we got Wander, who's a Rainmaker. All right, Rainmaker, that's a cool group. We just had a podcast launch yesterday with the Rainmakers. Yeah, Jaish has been selling for 3 months and ran out of products. Uh-oh, that's a good problem to have. That means you sold pretty well, right? Sandra just got Helium 10, has not started yet. All right, well, welcome Sandra to the family. Simon Lee, old timer here, 3 years been selling on Amazon. I love it. Oh, here we got a LinkedIn comment here. Evangeline from LinkedIn. Platinum user here. Awesome. We got Tyler, who has been on here less than a year. We got Chris. I got to get back to my day job. Hey, how many of you guys have day jobs out there? That's absolutely very valid. All right. Sarwart is washing his hands. All right. Thank you for sharing that with us. I clicked on the wrong thing there. Let's see. Sharuk says, how much to start? That's a very valid question. I did a case study called Project 5K that shows how you can start for a lot less than $5,000. even on Amazon. There's products you can get for even less than $1,000, less than $500 to get started. So make sure to check out the podcast I've done on Project X, which, by the way, guys, if you're new to our family here, if this is obviously free, right? You're getting an hour of free training here. We are all about free training. A great place to have strategies that is completely free, no obligation or anything, is our podcast. All right. So what I want everybody to do right now, if you have your phone, if you've got an Apple iPhone, enter it in to Apple iPhone Serious Sellers Podcast, and then download the first episode and subscribe to it. So follow or download on Spotify or your Apple Podcast or whatever app you're using, Serious Sellers Podcast. You're going to get a lot of great information and tips on product research, on anything in there. Serious Sellers Podcast. Also, make sure, guys, I always do this when we're doing lives, take a selfie of yourself. Take a selfie of yourself and tag Helium 10 Software on Instagram, and we'll repost it. And then tag me too, H10 Bradley. So I'm H10 Bradley on Instagram. I'll repost you. All right. So Helium 10 Software on Instagram and H10 Bradley. Tag us both, and we'll post a selfie of you watching this. All right. Let's keep going. Let me go ahead and do some questions right now. Live. I've been doing all the questions that you guys have been submitting on Instagram, but I want to do some questions with these people here who have been on YouTube and LinkedIn. I want to do one YouTube, one Facebook, and one LinkedIn. And I don't see any more. Did something happen to our Facebook feed? Why is there no, I don't see any comments from Facebook. Let me see. Look at the, let's see. Brian, if you can give me a note in the private chat, is something wrong with our Facebook feed? Because 100% of our questions here I see are from YouTube somehow. That's weird. All right. Give me one LinkedIn and one YouTube question. Let's see here. And about product research. This got to be about product research, guys. About product research. Give me a question here. Okay, great question. Julie Wood says, if I choose the product, does it have to be the exact product my competitor is selling? You don't want to do the exact product your competitor is selling. You want to differentiate it at least a little bit. All right. You want to differentiate it at least a little bit. And you're not going to put it on their listing. That's called hijacking. So you don't want to do that. Like if you're selling a branded product, like what is this? This is a Screen Mom Natural Screen Cleaner. All right. Now, if I'm wholesaling this, that's a different story, not private label. Yes, I'm going to buy this exact product and I can sell it on that exact listing because I'm selling the genuine product. But if we're talking about private label, you don't want to try and copy someone's product and jump on their listing. That's hijacking, and you'll get suspended from Amazon for doing that sometimes. So what you want to do is just see what's selling well and then see how you can improve on that. And it doesn't have to be game-changing changes. Like if it's a brown baseball bat, don't say, you know what, I got to be different, so I'm going to make a red baseball bat. Maybe nobody wants red baseball bats. I don't even know why I always use red baseball bats. Like I've never seen a red baseball bat in my life. But anyways, just be differentiating a product doesn't mean, hey, I just got to make it different, because you could actually be doing yourself a disservice by changing the product to something that nobody even wants. So again, the key is differentiating your product, but in a way that you think is going to be attractive to your potential customers. Great question, Julie. Let's see. All right. So that was YouTube. Let me check the private chat here. Okay. So we lost connection on the comments on stream, on the StreamYard for Facebook. Oh, well. So guys, I can only see your comments for whatever reason on YouTube and, on LinkedIn. So if you guys want to get a hold of me, let me go ahead and open up another screen here and I can get your Facebook comments too. I don't want to leave you Facebook guys hanging. Let me see if I can get another page going with Facebook. Or maybe Brian, like if you see some good comments in Facebook, Brian, if you could just throw it in the private chat, that'll work. Yeah, just throw some like really good comments in the private chat and just let me know who they're from. And then I'll go ahead and give them a shout out. That's what we can do. All right, let me see. There's a LinkedIn question we have here. Let's see. I swear I saw a LinkedIn question here. Now I lost it. All right. Well, we'll just go with another YouTube question here. Nick Stuff says, can you show a search made or started on Etsy or Instagram? All right. This is actually a kind of cool point right here, guys. I'm not sure if you guys knew about this, and I'm not even sure. I don't even remember if I've checked this. Let me go ahead and share my screen again. I am on, or I'm going to go to Etsy really quick. All right, hold on. Okay, perfect. Let me add this to the screen. All right, you guys see my Etsy page? All right, so I'm on Etsy. Watch this. Let's type in coffin shelf. All right, by the way, you recognize that? You guys see this here? How cool is that store? I wonder what company that is. There's one of our Etsy products right there. But right now, I'm on an Etsy page. And let me see if this is going to work. Before you get started, I need to enable it. Yes, let's enable that. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm on an Etsy page, all right? So maybe I'm just like searching for common things. Watch this. This is a brand new thing that we have. Let's hit Demand Analyzer, and it pulls the keyword that I'm actually on. And another thing is it pulls other suggested keywords too, but I'm on a coffin shelf search page here on Etsy, and I want to see like, wait a minute, is there demand for coffin shelf on Amazon? Sure enough, there is. Look at this. There's 8,000 people a month searching for coffin shelf on Amazon. Here are some of the top sellers of coffin shelves. Here are some related keywords to coffin shelf on Amazon. Did you guys know you can do that? You can use the Helium 10 Chrome extension, namely Demand Analyzer, on Shopify websites and even Etsy. So that's a great way to do keyword research. Here's another advanced hack for you guys. I've talked about this in the podcast before. Let me go to one of these coffin shelves. All right, which let's just go to the Helium 10 one right here. All right, so here I am on the Helium 10 coffin shelf page. If you want to know what the main keywords for this listing are, go to the very bottom here and then look here at explore related searches. This is something that the seller has identified as the main keywords for their listing. So if you're not sure what are the best keywords for, like, because it doesn't exist on Amazon, it only exists on Etsy, anywhere you go on Etsy, go to the bottom of the page, and these are like, this is like spying on your competitor's best keywords, because this is not just some random algorithm. This is literally the seller. Like, I'm the one who put these keywords, or whoever made this listing, maybe it wasn't me. So whoever made this listing put these keywords in the back end of the listing and says, hey, these are the main keywords for my listing. And Etsy is showing that for the entire world to see. So there's another little kind of like hack or strategy that you guys can have there. All right. Here's another. Oh, how do I take off? Can you take off that comment? That's on the screen right now, Brian. Giovanni Dominguez says, would you consider 20,000 search volume for the top keyword for the product, low search volume? Absolutely not, Giovanni. I mean, here's a great example. Now, Giovanni, if you're looking for a product that can do like $200,000 a month, okay, maybe the answer is yes. But the Project X coffin shelf, that's a six-figure product. You know, we're doing like what, $200,000 a year or $150,000 a year on that product. No, we're doing more than that. Yeah, it's more like $250,000 we're doing. All right, so if that's the range you're looking at, what is our top keyword? Our top keyword is coffin shelf. And I just showed you what the demand was, right, guys? You remember what it was? 8,000. So 20,000 is a very, very high number. I personally, I'm selling right now, I don't know, 50 products on Amazon, 50 different SKUs right now on Amazon, maybe. Not one of them has a main keyword that has 20,000 search volume. Not one. Now, are they ranking highly for big keywords? Coffin shelf is ranking very highly for Gothic decor, and that's an 80,000 search volume. But I do not consider Gothic decor the main keyword or the top keyword for this product, because that's more, that keyword doesn't have that much buyer intent, and I know I get more sales from coffin shelf than Gothic decor. So, good question, Giovanni. That was from Facebook. Thank you, Brian, for putting that up there. All right, let's go back to our. I've got like 3 computers going on here. It's kind of crazy. Let's go back to the questions that you guys put on Instagram. It's Clamborn from Instagram says, do you have plans to expand to a Walmart Chrome extension? Hey, if there's demand for it, we'll make it. If what people want is a Walmart Chrome extension, hey, we'll go ahead and make it. So just make sure, guys, in the Helium 10 suite, at the very top right of your screen, anybody who has Helium 10, there is a little circle with a question mark. Matter of fact, this is important. Let me show this. All right, this is super important, guys. Right here at the top of the screen, there is a circle with a question mark. You hit this once, and then you hit share your ideas. This is how you guys tell us what is the next thing that you want to see Helium 10 do. All right. So if Walmart Chrome extension is something you guys want, then make sure to submit your request and we'll take a look at it. All right. Ayiti says from Instagram, what is the best product for this month? It's funny you mentioned that. We probably wouldn't do that. We probably wouldn't tell people what the best product is. Just we've got tens of thousands of readers of our blog and podcast. So like as soon as we put something, now instantly it becomes not the best product because now everybody knows about it. But it's funny you mentioned that. We're actually coming out with a series where it's kind of like trending products from like 2 months ago, just so you can kind of like know the strategies of how to get ahead of the game and then what kind of things kind of blew up. It's going to be really interesting. It's a great series that we're going to have coming out really soon on our blog. Your Burlem from Instagram says, how do you source from Alibaba? Well, for me, the beginning thing is all of my product research. When I get into the validation stage of product research, what I do is I get that price from Alibaba.com. How do I do that? Let's go ahead and hop in to a screen share right now. All right. So let's say, where was I on this? I was on Coffin Shelf, right? And I had found this. Let's just pretend that what I'm doing right here is I go to analyze product demand, and then I see demand results are for Coffin Shelf. And then let's say I actually go to one of the products. I was like, whoa, look at this product. This is a Coffin Shelf on Amazon. And I go here, right? And I see, hey, this is like an interesting product, right? So what I would do is I would actually go in here to just search for Coffin Shelf on Amazon, right? Let's type in Coffin Shelf. And I see that there's that product. That's page 1, position 1 right there. I'm going to run X-ray on this page. Got to wait till this loads up. There's so many Coffin Shelves right now. It takes forever to load. It's like almost like a collagen peptide. Look at that. 2, 3 row. Oh, by the way, this is pretty cool, guys. This is a sponsored video. And I don't know why it's not playing, but it's just because my computer is so slow. If any of you guys who have Helium 10, one of the benefits of Helium 10 is we have a full 40-hour training program called Freedom Ticket that all Helium 10 members have access to. It's a course that costs $997. And in Freedom Ticket, we just launched a new module last week on how to make this, how to make a sponsored brand. You can't see it right now because just my computer is just ridiculously slow. But right here, what should be showing up, oh, there it is right there. It's going to be an actual video that shows up right here on the page that our cool team here made. I think it was Kevin here and Fernando made this video at our company. And then we made a module in Freedom Ticket to show you how to make these kind of sponsored brand ads. But anyways, as I was saying, there's tons of Coffin Shelves all over here, right? So here, let's go to a Chrome extension X-ray search for Coffin Shelf. All right, so again, we're going step by step. I discovered this Coffin Shelf opportunity on Etsy. I took a look at the demand. It looked pretty interesting. Now I want to know, hey, what is my profitability? Like, okay, I know I can compete here. So how do I even know how much it costs? All right. So I'm going to go here to the Alibaba supplier finder, and then I'm just going to take a look here. And I'm just going to look at, first of all, how a lot of people took our images. This is our tequila room right here. I can see it's between $1 and $7. That doesn't help me much. All right, here we go. Between $5 and $6, between $2 and $4, $3 and $4, $5. Okay, so like right off the bat, I know that looks like my price might be around like, let's just say between $4 and $5. Let's just say $5. All right, so $5 would be my cost. Like I just found that instantly. I didn't even have to contact one company, but just by using the Helium 10 Alibaba supplier finder, I could see that my potential cost to make it would be about $5 a unit. So what's my next step to see my profitability, I'm going to go here and I'm going to click on the profitability calculator. Profitability calculator. All right. So this is what anybody should do. Experienced sellers, new sellers. This is the process you take to just get an idea of validating your idea. This is taking in the dimensions of the product. All right. The weight and everything. And then I'm going to say right here, I need to see what is my estimated manufacturing cost. I just found it was $5. And then let's just say my estimated shipping is $450 per cubic meter. And then let's say I want to spend like 10% on my total ACOS or my tacos for my advertising. All right. With just those brief things, I could see, you know what? Hey, I could be making a potential about 25% profit margin on this. All right. So that's a great way to be able to do that. All right. Let's see. Who was that? That was Your Burlem on Instagram. Let's keep going with the questions. All right. That one I did already. Dennis Shutov from Instagram says, how to find constantly growing keywords. Google Trends are only going up. How to find growing keywords in seasonal products. Well, guys, a great way is by making sure in Helium 10 to use the search volume history. All right, search volume history. So if you ever see a keyword and you want to know, is it trending up or is it trending down? There's two different ways. You can use Trendster in Helium 10. That's going to show you the Google Trends for that keyword off of Amazon. And then you click the search volume history button on Helium 10, anywhere where you see search volume, and it'll tell you last week, what was the search volume? 1 month ago, what was the search volume? 1 year ago, what was the search volume? And so if you see something that's consistently going up, then yeah, that probably is a keyword that has increasing demand. All right, let's keep going. Somebody from Instagram says, how can you find the demand of a variation by tracking the skew? Every product has their own asin, but variation. Oh no, that was the same. That was the same question as it's not skew. I think you meant asin or child variation. We already answered that question a little bit earlier. Ayas Majaz says, how to find low competition keywords for UK market. That process that I just showed you guys at the beginning of this with Blackbox, remember, hit that drop-down menu and you can do that exact same type of search, not the exact same numbers, of course, the same type of search in all of those 10 different marketplaces, including the UK. Jay Flores says, after finding the right product, how to actually locate the distributor who sells at affordable rates. I just showed that. That's, I mean, I know you asked this question right before that, but yeah, use this supplier finder, the Alibaba.com supplier finder, to get quotes from manufacturers in China or whatever country that you want to get quotes from. Let's go back to live questions. We're going to be here for another 10 minutes or so, or 15 minutes. Let's get to some live product research questions. Let me scroll up here. Okay, Kareem says, is it good to launch a product that is successful on Etsy that is not available on Amazon, even if the niche has sellers with 1,000 reviews? Well, how can it not be available on Amazon, Kareem, and yet they have 1,000 reviews? If you mean that related products have 1,000 reviews and it's not the exact product, then absolutely. Absolutely. That's exactly what we did in Project X. You know, 2 years ago, if you typed in coffin shelf in Amazon, there's things that came up, but it wasn't coffin shelves. It was a bunch of products and they had 1,000 reviews, but reviews are meaningless if it's not the product that somebody's looking for. All right. So I hope, Kareem, I understood your question correctly. Khan TV says, how can we find a winning niche rather than a single product? Well, that's kind of like the way of I showed at the beginning of searching for a keyword instead of searching for a product. Keywords to me are like mini niches. Hadi says, I would want to start my new business online. Well, you're in the right place. Amazon is a great place to be able to start your business online. Saeed says, which marketplace is the best for private label and low budget? I mean, in my opinion, Amazon.com is always the best. Now, if somebody's living in Japan or speaks Japanese, then Japan is just an amazing opportunity for Amazon right now as well. But it's just a little bit harder for a European or American person to sell in Japan, due to the language barrier. But there's a lot of opportunity in Japan as well. Victoria says, when I find a good product, how do I determine the suppliers? I just showed you that with the Helium 10 supplier finder. Veronica says, will this session be recorded and reposted? Really sad I couldn't make it. Yeah, wherever you're watching this now, Veronica, it looks like you're watching this on YouTube. It'll be right here on the same exact page. All right. Wyatt says, would I choose a category that I like to sell in or you like to buy in? That's a great question. You should be more important of what other people would like to buy. But if you can find a product that you like to buy and that you're passionate about, and it just so happens that that is opportunity as well, that's just double play right there. That's actually pretty cool because now you're going to be more passionate about it. But a lot of times you're going to have to sell a product that you maybe have no passion about. You think I'm passionate about selling shelves that are shaped like a coffin? That's ridiculous. All right. Let me show you guys. I actually have the coffin shelf up there. There you go. There's the coffin shelf there. You think I'm passionate about that thing? No. It looks ridiculous to me. But I made myself passionate about it because I know I need to make money by selling it. All right. Nafiz from YouTube says, you added the filter for max 2 competitors. By doing this, most of the products may come that have private label, right? Filter for max 2 competitors. I think you might be confused, Nafiz, in the one that I did. If you're talking about that very first search that I did in Black Box, it was actually a little bit different. What I did was a max 2 competitors had $5,000 of sales or more. What you're talking about, the filter that you want to use, if you don't want to have too many non-private label products, it's the number of sellers. All right, number of sellers filter, put a max 2. And then usually that will take out a lot of the wholesale or arbitrage products. Not all of them, but it'll take out most of them. All right, let's keep going. I see a lot of different questions here, guys, but remember, we're trying to keep it to product research or validation here. And Brian, if there's any more from Facebook, please pop it in the private chat here. All right. Daniel says, explore related searches. Great tip. Thank you very much, Daniel. True says, create a completely separate product finding FBA products. Well, I mean, all of our products, True, or Black Box is meant to find FBA products. Absolutely. You can actually filter it out to say, hey, show me ones that are fulfilled by merchant or fulfilled by Amazon. Mark says, Amazon is such a vast marketplace, and often I get pulled in a million directions. How do you stay focused on one niche without getting distracted? That's a great question. And it's a very important question as well. How do you stay in one, how do you stay without distracting? Is focus your searches. All right. People always complain before, like, oh, wait a minute, how come I can only see 200 results in Black Box? It's exactly for reasons like this. Exactly what Mark is saying. If you're just trying to search in just general entire categories and look through thousands of results, you're going to get frustrated real fast and might be looking at the same products that somebody else is doing. But when you make these hyper targeted and laser focused searches, when you're doing your product research, it takes a humongous ocean of products. And now you're in these like little puddles that you can just kind of like really, really go deep in. And that's what we suggest. Some people say go wide instead of deep. Some people say go deep instead of wide. But either way, try and laser focus your product research so that you don't just get overwhelmed. I mean, we've got 2 billion products in our database between all the different Amazon marketplaces and all the things that have gone out of stock before. It could be easy to get lost, right? So laser focus your searches to only analyzing less than 200 at a time. All right. Is there a way to see what's trending on Etsy and Pinterest? We might have something for that. I'll show you guys that the next video I do. How do you determine if a niche like home decor or beauty is saturated? I don't look at huge categories like that. Like even, of course, it's cliche, right? To say, oh, don't sell anything in the cell phone category or cell phone case category because it's saturated. And overall, that's true. However, there are some like super unique niche phones that maybe it's not saturated. Like back in the day, Xiaomi phones was really popular in other parts of the world, but not popular in the United States. And when it just started, if you made a Xiaomi phone case, you would have a nice little niche right there that not many competitors are. So it's not just that, oh, the entire cell phone category is saturated, I'm going to completely stay away. No, there's still probably some great opportunity in the cell phone category, but you need to look at the niche level, not the category level of saturation or not. United says, when will Sweden be added in Helium-10? For I'm assuming you're talking about for product research. As soon as, if enough people ask for it, we'll go ahead and add it. All right, let's keep going here. Can you use a winning existing product with lots of reviews to launch complementary products, or is it best to open to all products or niches? If you mean like mini variations, like adding another one as a variation, I would only do that if it makes sense. All right, like some of the variations that we saw. What was that collagen peptides one? It was a 1-pack, a 2-pack, 3-pack, 4-pack. Well, all of the reviews were on the 1-pack. So yeah, I'm going to put those as a variation, the 2 and 3 and 4, because it makes sense. It's the same product. Now, if I'm like trying to have, take advantage of the reviews of my collagen peptides and sell this window cleaner, of course, I'm not going to put that in the same listing, right? You got to keep that completely separate. Jasco says, love your passion for this, Bradley. Inspiring AF. All right. Guys, I love what I do. And if you want to be successful on Amazon, even if you're having to sell coffin shelves that you might not be very motivated about or excited, like I seem excited right now, you make yourself excited about it, all right? Make it a great game. We in our podcast episode last week, Shivali and I did one where we talk about mindset. And why am I always able to stay so motivated and stuff? Well, it's because this is genuine motivation. I love what I do. And if there's something that I don't love what I do, I make myself love it. I figure out a way to make myself love it. Like I make a game out of it or something. All right. And guys, in Amazon business, if you want to be successful, if you're not 100% motivated and pumped up about what you're going to do, you're not going to get 100% results. All right. It's always going to be less because you're not going to take those extra steps that a motivated person is going to take. So take a step back, especially those of you who haven't started selling on Amazon yet. I'm talking to all of you right now. All right. Why haven't you started on Amazon? Maybe you're not as pumped up or you're not as motivated, excited as Bradley is here about what I do, about what you're doing. Well, figure out how to change that, because you're never going to get started if you're not motivated and you don't take that next step. Otherwise you're just stuck in, what do we call it? Analysis paralysis. And there's no, don't feel bad about taking a long time to find your first product, as long as you have a set date in mind. I always use her as an example, but Anto, who was on the podcast a while back, she was a Helium-10 paying member for like a year before she launched her first product. A year. She was paying $97 a month to Helium-10, just searching for a year for products. And she never took that first step, but then she finally did. And she sold out $30,000 like in her first 2 weeks of sales and nonstop selling out. And she sold 6 figures of products already with her very first one. All right. So don't think that, oh, it's taking me a year, I'm just going to give up. No, guys, you can do this. I know you can. Anybody can do this. I never came from some Amazon background, or some Amazon, bachelor's degree at a college. It doesn't matter what your background is, guys. It doesn't matter what your financial status is. There is a path to success for you on Amazon. And where does it start? It starts with product research. All right. Just like that's what we're talking about today. So I want you guys to stay motivated. KTF says, how often is Blackbox updated? I mean, it's updated throughout the day. We have billions and billions of data points in Blackbox, and there's always something every second of every day that's being updated. Now, if you take the exact sales of one product, it's not being updated like every hour or anything like that, but there's always something being updated. The longest it takes is 30 days to be uploaded. Like some of the stuff that's maybe not searched for at all, or a product that hasn't even been in stock in like a couple months. We're not going to update those like every hour, but at the very least, it'll be updated every 30 days. Does helium-10 show frequently bought together items? That's actually a great product research tip. Is if you're wanting to bundle products together, look at the frequently bought together. All right, there's a product research tip for you guys. All right, so how do you do that? Take an asin that you're looking at, put it into Blackbox. Hold on, what's it called? Blackbox product targeting. All right, you know what? Let's do that really quick. This will be our last live demo here. All right, so I'm here. Where's that coffin shelf? All right, so here's the coffin shelf. Okay, so I'm going to take the asin from this coffin shelf. All right, and I'm going to go to Blackbox product targeting. Brian, can you, before I forget, throw up the offer again? So somebody was asking about that. Anyways, Blackbox product targeting. I'm going to paste the asin right here. All right, there we go. Whoops, what did I do? Paste it. There it is, and search. And let's see if there's anything that we detected. Oh, it looks like there is. Let's do the source right here, frequently bought together, and search. And look, all of these products, helium-10 has detected as frequently bought together with the coffin shelf. And some of these might be good ideas to bundle or another product extension. Like, look at this. Like, you might think, what in the world? A cotton swab holder? But this is kind of like a gothic look to it. It probably fits right in that coffin shelf. So this might be a good idea to sell. Like, why don't I sell this together with my coffin shelf? Look at this. A skull ice mold, neon bat lights, a skeleton hand ring. Like, these are things you never would have thought about on your own, just off the top of my head. Like, what are the things that you would have thought about off the top of your head? Okay, coffin shelf. Well, maybe a coffin mirror or something, right? Maybe that would be good. All right. Brian, did you, are you able to throw up that? There you go. Thanks. Look at this, a dream catcher. There's a coffin mirror. There's a coffin key holder. But you guys see how, look at that. If I'm selling a coffin shelf and I'm doing product research for my next extension or like a new bundle, in about 60 seconds right there, I got about 5 new product ideas, right? So guys, there's a lot of tools in helium-10 that I bet you guys are sleeping on. There's one of them, Blackbox product research. Blackbox product targeting is a great one. Guys, don't forget, are you pumped up? Are those of you who are not, there's a lot of you guys who said you're not selling on Amazon yet. I hope you guys are pumped up. And if you are, you want to use the same exact tools that I was using, try it out for 30 days. It's risk-free. Like at the end of 30 days, if you're like, you know what, forget this Amazon thing, I'm just going to go back to my day job. That's fine. Ask for your money back. And that means you paid 0. All right. But right now we've got a special 50% off month 1 of a platinum or diamond plan. Remember, I said for you newbies out there, platinum is the one for you. Don't do the diamond plan, do platinum. Go to helium10.com/PR live. P as in Paul, R as in Rigo live, PR live, and get on the platinum plan, 50% off month 1. And guys, I didn't do anything advanced. Every single thing that I did today, you can do right now from day 1 in your own helium-10 account. I was just using a regular helium-10 account. There was nothing special that none of you guys, or that any of you guys couldn't do. All right, so make sure to do that. Let's do just 2 more questions, and then we got to hop off here. All right, let's see here. So Nal says, how do you estimate the freight cost? How do you estimate the freight cost? You've got to have your own shipping carrier. You can ask your supplier what's the estimated freight cost, or you have to have a shipping company that you can just ask, like, hey, what's my my price going to be door to door, or DDP is usually the best way to get a price. All right. For me, it's usually between $400 and $700 per cubic meter, depending on the size of the product and the size of the shipment. The more you buy, the cheaper it's going to be. Judy says, where can I rewatch this? Right here on this exact page. It'll be right here. Whatever page you're on right now on YouTube, just refresh this like in an hour or so, and you'll see it right here. All right. Let's see. I can do a couple more here. Thor says, how can you quickly check the freight cost for the profitability calculator? That was the same question as somebody else. Just make sure to do that. All right. Share something about wholesale product research. Okay, one quick thing about wholesale product research. I don't have time to do a screen share, but when you're doing wholesale product research and you're okay with sharing the buy box, what you want to do to estimate your sales is to estimate if your price was the same as the competitive buy box price based on how many sellers, what would be your estimated sales? We actually have a tool for that. All right. Go to the actual Amazon page and then scroll down, and it's called the sales estimator. I think it's called sales estimator. That's actually for wholesale sellers. And it's going to tell you how many competitive FBA offers there are. Because remember, just because there's 30 sellers on a listing doesn't mean you're competing with all of them. You're only competing against the FBA listings that are within 2% of the buy box. You don't have to calculate that anymore. We calculate all that for you in the sales estimator tool right on a product page. And then you can kind of estimate how many sales you can make if you had your wholesale listing right there on that page. Let me take off. Wait, what happened? How do I take this one off? Let me go here. There we go. All right, guys. That's all the time we have for today. So again, a couple things. If you want to keep getting this product research information, we always have great product research tips on our podcast. So I hope everybody signed up for the Serious Sellers podcast on your Apple iPhone or your Apple iTunes. You can use it on your computer too. Serious Sellers podcast on Spotify. And then also make sure to follow our Instagram, Helium 10 Software. Tag myself and the Helium 10 Software. I'm at H10 Bradley. You can find me on Clubhouse also at H10 Bradley. We do Ask Me Anythings every Tuesday at 2 p.m. or every other Tuesday at 2 p.m. on the Clubhouse app. Kevin King, who created the Freedom Ticket program, and myself hop on there, and completely free, we'll answer any of your questions. If you guys need more personalized coaching, we also have a program for that where you can get in small groups of 10 to 20 to 30 people twice a week with Helium 10 experts such as myself, Kevin King, who comes in from Freedom Ticket, Karen Thomas, Barkus Patty, and other Vince Montero. And we are in the Freedom Ticket Extra program. So those, if you need more personalized coaching where there's not 1,200 people that you have to compete with asking questions, just small groups of 20 with video and everything, you can sign up for that at helium10.com/FTX. Freedom Ticket X as in extra. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. If you're not a Helium 10 member, make sure to sign up for this deal right here. And I'd love to hear from you later on. If you signed up for this and you started using those black box techniques and strategies that we talked about today, tell me in about 3 or 4 months what your Amazon success story is because of a product that you found. Anyways, guys, we'll see you later. Have a great rest of your day.